DA, thank you so much for joining us once again on the ICC review. We first up want to talk to someone who's not unlike you, another wicketkeeper batsman, Mushfiqur Rahim. He's not 5,000 test runs. How big of an achievement is this for a Bangladeshi batter?
For any batter, scoring 5,000 test runs is a tremendous achievement. And coming from Bangladesh, it was granted test status much later to a lot of the teams playing right now. So what he's achieved is a phenomenal achievement. And whenever you're a flag bearer or a torch bearer and achieving something first, you always are looked up to and revered, and that is the case with Mushfiqur Rahim. I think a lot of youngsters try and emulate him in that part of the world. They really enjoy him as a player. He's been very consistent. He's been somebody who scored not only in Bangladesh but outside Bangladesh as well, has led the country for a long time. So, he's got a lot of credentials to obviously stand up in good stead over a period of time, and I think he'll be very proud of himself.
He's the most capped test player for Bangladesh, but he's also had a career that spanned over 17 years already. What does it take to sustain oneself in international cricket for such a long period of time?
Both the strength, the physical strength and the mental strength, because, when you play for a period of 17 years, especially as a wicketkeeper batsman, it can take a massive toll on your body. And, he's been somebody who's done keeping a lot through his career, but also done a bit of fielding towards the back end of his career, especially in Test cricket. So obviously somebody who's very fit, who's understood his body very well. Otherwise, it's very hard to keep playing at international level for for 17 years. So credit to him for that. And mental strength, because you will go through some tough phases as a batter, especially when you come from Bangladesh. You play in a lot of wickets which are obviously aided to spin, and you grow up playing on that. It's much comparatively easier to play fast bowlers there than it would be when you go abroad and play fast bowlers. But he's somebody who's done well abroad as well for Bangladesh. So obviously, in his initial phase of his career, through times, he must have found it a little hard initially when he must have toured the other countries. We call them the Sena countries. I'm sure it would have been the same for him when he crossed shows, crossed seas, and played in some tough wickets which had more bounce and some quality fast bowlers. So he's come through the grind, and I'm sure his mental strength would have obviously kept him in good stead over a period of 17 years.
You said it yourself, he's been a wicketkeeper for such a large chunk of his test career, also being a test batter. How difficult is it managing the two, given that on any given test match day, you're doing about 500 squat and holds?
It is hard work, Sanjana. Look, I think there are two ways to look at it. A, obviously, when you do 540 squats, I'm sure you go to the gym as well, you can understand how tough it is. But also, as a keeper, you're used to it because you keep doing it every day. It becomes part of your routine and ritual, and your body tends to adapt to it much better. But even though your body is adapted to it well, you got to understand Bangladesh is a country where the summer can be sometimes, the sun rather, can be rather harsh at times. And playing test cricket, and in those long hard days, sometimes when you don't get wickets, it can be a really, really long day. And I'm sure he's seen a few of them. To have gone through that being a keeper, I know exactly how it feels. I remember we played a game against them in 2007, and I had cramps all over my body, even though I'm from Chennai, which is a very hot part of the world. But Bangladesh heat is something else, and it completely sapped my energy, and I was literally about to be admitted into the hospital. That's how hard it can get sometimes playing in the summers of Bangladesh. So credit to him. I think he's done a phenomenal job, and for a wicketkeeper, obviously, it's a lot of hard work. You need to put in the hard yards, and I'm sure over a period of time, he's done a lot of work on his body as well.
He's a wicketkeeper, he's a top batter for Bangladesh, and he's also captained the side for quite some time now. Only MS Dhoni has captained a test team for a longer period of time as wicketkeeper. Would you say that Mushfiqur Rahim has been underrated these past years?
Mushfiqur Rahim obviously is done well for Bangladesh as a captain, but where I would say he's been understated over a period of time is as a batter. I think he's played some phenomenal innings for Bangladesh, helped them cross the line on many, many occasions, and I give him a lot of credit. I've played a lot against him. He's somebody who uses angles well, who uses the pace of the ball well, and he is one of those who can be very, very effective on his day in any format. And that has stood out for Bangladesh. He is not the most powerful batsman that you'd see, but he's definitely somebody who's very effective. And very, very interestingly, I think the crux of Bangladesh's batting has been Tamim Iqbal, Shakib Al Hasan, and Mushfiqur Rahim. These three have been the three pillars of Bangladesh batting for some time now, and they've done really well. And Mushfiqur Rahim definitely in the world of cricket has been a little understated, maybe because his performances haven't helped Bangladesh win any tournaments yet. But I think from where they were a couple of decades ago to where they are today, a lot of credit must go to him. His batting has been something that Bangladesh cricket has heavily relied upon, and he's done phenomenally well for